Everybody, welcome to the Not a Bystander shop. I have an amazing opportunity to support our law enforcement and their spouses by teaming up with Blazing New Trails. They are an amazing not-for-profit, or is it non-profit? I'm not really sure which. I'm pretty sure they kind of mean the same thing. But either way, Blazing New Trails, they support law enforcement and their significant others or their spouses with providing to them retreats. And so they've got various locations throughout the United States, quite a few of them here in Florida. I believe I was told there's 10, and an amazing mission that they have put together. So law enforcement, as we know, is a tough job, and it creates quite a strain on the family life and work-life balance as a whole. Some of the things that they see and have to experience, and a lot of times they're unable to compartmentalize that and leave it at work and not bring it home to the family. So one of the things that Blazing New Trails does is to allow for that decompression, to allow for them to come to a place that's a more comfortable space, that's completely different from the one that they're used to living in, just to kind of separate them from that life and to get them reacquainted with, what life should be like, and give them the coping mechanisms and the resources they need in order to be successful, not only in their partnership or their marriage, but just as law enforcement living in these times, in this world as a whole, and having faith and understanding where a lot of that support comes from. So kudos to Blazing New Trails for doing amazing things. And our partnership, while small at the moment, I hope will grow. But they have commissioned me to make them some hats, something to give to the fellows and the gals that come to the retreats. And so what I did is I designed a kind of like a brand for their name, Blazing New Trails, and their motto is brave, noble, and true. So it kind of goes in line with the initials in the logo. So if you look here, you can see BNT, Blazing New Trails, and underneath it, it says brave, noble, and true. And in the background is a beautiful landscape of mountainous terrain and kind of that retreat feel where you can go and kind of get lost and break away from the norm of the everyday stress of being a law enforcement officer. So back to blue 100%. One of the many things that we do here at Not a Bystander, because we are all about supporting first responders and law enforcement. They've got a tough job out there, and so do the rest of them. But in this particular case, we're going to focus on law enforcement. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump on the laser, and I'm going to burn a couple more patches. I'll show you what that end result looks like, and then we'll go through the process. But the first thing that I have to do is we're going to place the material into the laser. They asked for some walnut colored, and I also recommended doing the olive drab or the olive green, because they are going to be doing camouflage hats, a 7-panel and a 6-panel version, 6 of each. And I gave them an opportunity to say, hey, we might want to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to give them 2 options for the patch, and we're going to see how those turn out. So stand by. So right now we've got the olive green in there. We've already done a couple of the walnut, and I want to be able to show them 2 different versions just to make sure that that's what they want. Otherwise, we'll just go all brown all the way through. It doesn't look too bad either way. It's all preference, but I think that they'll like the outcome. All right, got my working glasses on. Safety first. So we got 2 different styles of hats here for the folks at Blazing New Trails. We got the auto 7-panel camouflage, not your standard trucker with the mesh back. They wanted the full back canvas, so that's that. They'll take 6 of those, and then we got the standard same style as far as all the way around canvas. This one in particular, though, is, as you can see, the seam down the middle makes this one a 6-panel. I made 2 different size patches for these, considering the amount of working space that I have on the crown of these. So the smaller version course, smaller working space rather, is the 6-panel. So it's going to get this smaller version of this patch, whereas the 7-panel, being a larger area, a little bit bigger. Not by much, right? But you definitely can tell the difference. If I were to put the small one on the 7-panel, it just wouldn't look right. So we have all of our patches burnt and ready to go, and we are going to get to pressing. So I won't bore you with all the details, but let's go ahead and jump into at least one that I've partially finished. Turn your attention to the press here. The best part about this press is that, it heats up on the bottom. Super helpful when you're trying to apply. No need for tape in this particular situation. Bottom platen heats up, gets it nice and warm, gets that adhesive activated. You can put it on there, situate it how you want it, and then move in for the kill with the top platen. So we're going to give this one good press, and then we'll move on to the 6-panel since this one's a 7-panel, and I'll show you the difference between the two. First things first, you got to cover the substrate. We'll give it a couple seconds. Usually we got the lower platen on 400, the top platen's at about 280. We press it for about 20-25 seconds. Once it's completed, it'll auto open for us. That's the beautiful thing about technology. Couple more seconds, and here we go. So we'll take one last QC check. Make sure everything is good. We will pull it off of the platen, put the snaps back at a neutral place, make sure that all the details are where they need to be. Most importantly, we want to make sure that we got an even, uniform press across the board. No wrinkles, looking pretty good. Now we're going to get into this 6-panel. All ready to go. We'll pull this sweatband back. Put it on this cliff right here. Get this cap holder here in the back. Slide it right on through there. Might have to make a slight adjustment. This laser right here, though, is the most amazing thing ever. You can see it on my hand. But it helps me figure out where I'm going to put stuff. Not that that was ever a huge issue to begin with, but, we have our days. So it looks like we got it centered. Very good. Make sure we get the correct patch. We don't want to put the big patch on the, I got you, fire. All right, so small patch, ready to go. Already took the carrier paper off of there because I'm going to be messing with that at the last minute. We're going to find a good neutral place to put this. We already know where center is on the patch itself. That's important. It's really easy to do, though. I'll explain it to you here in a second. All right, we got the peak. We got the star. Got it up there. Oh, maybe not. I just feel like I'm never tall enough for this thing. I need a little stepping stool here. Let me push you all back so you can see a little bit better. All right. Good there. Good there. Now hold it down. Some material's different than others, so we'll give it a second to activate. Of course, I had that other hat on a little bit longer. It had time to kind of soak through. Looks like it's doing its job there. We standing on our tippy toes here, make sure we got it centered. Looks like it's good. And we will bring it all the way in. Another 25 seconds, and we'll get the first of the second round of hats started. And then we'll get the other 10 knocked out. I guess there we go. Once again, we drew a quick check. Make sure we got it on there. We don't see any edges coming up, raised up. Of course, we'll never know for sure until we get this thing cooled off, as you get that deactivation going on too. So, all right. I'm happy with that. Very good looking hat representing the nonprofit organization of Blazing New Trails, helping out law enforcement officers and their spouses find level ground and kind of figure out that there's more to it than going out there and risking your life and putting the job first. So kudos to them for doing an amazing thing. great mission, not a bystander. We stand behind that mission. And also keep in mind, if you go to notabystander.com and you purchase any of our stuff, or if you by chance want to put an order in for something similar to this, we're all about doing special orders. But we are a first responder support apparel brand. So if you get a chance, swing by the website. All your purchase, 10% of the proceeds go to Tunnel to Towers to help out those first responders and those military members who have been severely traumatically injured, get mortgage-free homes, and help out eradicate veteran homelessness. So check out some of the great things they do, Veterans Villages. Type that into Google. I'm sure you'll find some pretty interesting stuff. It's a great cause to get behind. And we'll see you again on the next episode of What Are We Doing Today?